Yo, what's up? So I thought I'd go over Eliza's few input shortcuts because I don't think they're listed anywhere. So here you go. So the first DP, well, obviously the normal DP goes like this. So you go forward, neutral, down, down, forward. But you can also do it like this, which is kind of weird. So basically, what you have to do is on the crouch, just press forward and that back down and then forward, so like this. So like this could be used as a while rising move, I guess. So I mean, there's not really that much of a use for it, in my opinion, because you can do it from a while standing one anyway. But that's a thing. So maybe if you're struggling with back 4 into DP1, you might find a way to, you know, do that instead. Also, just a quick note, so if you're trying to low parry something, for example, that might come out instead. So just saying, so you might be doing this input by accident. So if you're trying to low parry something and then you're trying to do a while rising and then you're like, oh, why did I do the dragon punch? That might be why. Next, I will talk about the DP buffer. So you can buffer the first input of DP, I mean the first movement input, so forward. This really helps. Like this is why so many Elizas can get a clean hit into DP. So you do like this. So you do forward, down, and on the down input you do down 3, and then you just do the DP while you're moving your stick to the corner. So yeah, I'm playing on an arcade stick, by the way, so I don't know about PS4 controllers and such else. But yeah, this is really helpful for me. But obviously, if you play, you know, I just made a mistake and I pressed it it's too late, so this will come out instead. But it's not really that bad because it's safe on blocks, so it might save you, to be honest, from that mistake. This also helps with if you're doing 2-2 into a DP, so you can do it like this. So on the second hit, just press forward and then do the input. But I think that's more of just a normal buffer, to be honest. So, but always try to do, like, for example, when you're jabbing, just press forward instead. So you can do an instant DP if it connects. So I mean, it's super hard to like even try to hit confirm, but if you see that it might connect, so you can just do this instead. Next thing I want to go over is Eliza's super bloody horn. So the normal input for that is quarter circle forward, quarter circle forward. It's really hard to pull off in a match because it's like this. It takes a while. You kind of have to have very high execution to even pull it off in time for anything to make it work. So I think a lot of people just use it off like you know, a DP or something, just to get a launch. Also, I think 2-2 works really great, which is like this. But yeah, so I think one of the weirdest things is Eliza's down 3 into super, which is a kind of a neat trick you can maybe pull off. But I wouldn't recommend this maybe in a competitive match, to be honest, because it's kind of a meme move. So you can do the first crossing forward input and then press down 3 or down forward 3. But you have to go do the 3 while you're doing the next part of the super, and just press 3 in between and then forward and 1+2. So it will look like this, and it will connect if it's clear hit. It's 75 damage of a down 3 clean hit. So it's still good. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, how much easier would it be to like just do this instead, or maybe like this instead. Let's see. 66. I mean, there's a damage difference, but the fact that you actually vulnerable during the first quarter-cycle forward input is kind of an annoying thing. So maybe when you plus you can do it, like maybe do a jab first or something. Try to maybe pull it off, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would definitely go with a 2-2 instead. What else? Bloody Horn. I think everyone just needs to practice doing it off a DP first, because I think that's the most useful one, because you get your plane frame launcher, and then also 2-2 is good to know. But you can still do the 2-2 into DP and then do it. It will do a little bit less damage, but I mean, it's safer, because if you miss the input, you're just missing out on damage anyway. But yeah, that's for Eliza's super. So the next thing I want to go over is Eliza's instant dive kick. So Eliza has two versions of a dive kick. Dark Cannon. You can do the grounded one, which has a long wind up and is actually cancelable from all the cancelable moves pretty much. So it kind of, there's no really a lot of point to doing it at all. You kind of want to cancel it all the time anyway, just because of the wind up. But the one that you want to do is the aerial version. So the aerial Dark Cannon is, it basically skips the whole wind up process and just comes down instantly. So you do that by doing, well, jumping and then doing go to circle back and forth. Easy enough, but you've seen people do it like this, and that's what we're going through now. So what you need to do is buffer the go to circle back input first and then jump. So you do go to circle back, jump forward, and then press 4. So I think the easiest way to do it is just having input down and then all the way around to a forward position and then press 4. So after Eliza lifts off, try to, you know, get the 4 input in that window. So do it like this. You get used to the rhythm eventually, but go all the way around to a forward position and then press 4. And it's really important that you press 4 after Eliza lifts off, because if you do it too early, she will just do an aerial kick or nothing. So you really want to practice this one. I think it's very useful. So the next thing I'm going to go over is how to implement Eliza's instant dive kick into your gameplay. So I think a lot of people use a dive kick only in combos. You know, doing like this. I mean, this is for example, a launcher that needs an instant dive kick to float instead of the normal regular one. If you try to do the regular dive kick, it doesn't work. Obviously you don't have time to jump either, so it is useful in some combos, but they're kind of rare, so you don't really use it that much. So a lot of the ones that you see people use kind of can be overwritten by a regular jumping dive kick. So especially after screw, so you see people do this and then they run up and do the instant version, but as you can see, you can just do it with a jumping version as well. I think the best usage of the instant dive kick is in the neutral, because once you land a dive kick, instant dive kick that is, you can get a jab guaranteed, and if you get a jab guaranteed, you can also get a DP2. So basically you have one more ability or one more move to see the hit confirm before going for the DP2, which is launch punishable. So just doing a jab into a DP2 is super risky, because if they block the jab, you know, that's if you don't really have time to see if it hit or not. So With a dive kick instead, you have a little bit more time, and most likely, just because of the animation takes you know, a half a second, you maybe see if you can get a counter hit, or if people are going for a low or something, which you're crushing obviously with the yeah, instant dive kick has amazing crushing properties with lows, so I think that's a, you know, a very good point why to use it. I think the main usage of instant dive kick is just mixing off my timing with the regular dive kick pressure. If you do this string all the time, people will know. They just start to low parry, they start to backdash away. If you do it, you know, into instant dive kick, sometimes it's a mid. If people crouch, they're gonna get hit by that. Kind of annoying ability as well. This gives you so many plus, you know, plus frames. You get a guaranteed jab all the time if you trick people into crouching, you know, condition them. It's good. Finally, I kind of want to go over a few setups for his dive kicks, which I do, and how to practice it a little bit. Also, I kind of forgot to mention that as since you can actually delay or do it instantly, there's some different properties with plus frames, so you're actually able to get a 2-2. I don't know if I can, maybe, yeah, okay, so like that. But you know, if you do it a little bit too late, it won't connect. So this is super risky. So maybe don't do it in a match. But I mean, just it's kind of nice to know that you can actually guarantee a 2-2 as well from this. So big damage incoming if you do that. But you kind of want to go with the jab instead if you know that the dive kick's gonna connect, because you know DP2 after that is still good damage. Also, I think doing instant dive kick can be a bit difficult to like practice as well, because you kind of can't, you know, it's way different in a gameplay situation than doing it, you know, in a practice mode like this, and nothing's really pressuring you. You're not doing anything. You're just standing still, you know. I think one of the best things to do is just practice the running one. So just run forward, dash forward, do it. For practice also, I do down jab into dive kick cancel and compare it the instant dive kick for that, because every Eliza player kind of knows the rhythm of this, and they have their own, you know, they remember kind of the timing of that. So having to do it in between, or you know, in sequence of that, it's kind of good to compare it to. So what I like to do is just 3 and 3. So I do like this first 3 times, like this. Yeah, so you get the idea. So maybe try to go for that. It can be tricky a little bit. Remember that it's not as fast as the, you know, these inputs, so you need to kind of just take it slow a little bit on those, but try to do 3 in a sequence. And if you manage to do those, I mean, good job. And you know, obviously go for it from the other side too. So I think that kind of wraps up the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more Tekken content. Just so you know, I kind of play only Eliza at the moment, so don't go expecting guides on other characters yet. But you know, if you have any questions about Eliza that you want me to do a video on or something, so just hit me up in the comments, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.